how's it going? Welcome in. So we are doing the finishing touches right now. We have a show next weekend in North Carolina, in Raleigh. So that's why I haven't been on recently. I've been doing a lot of laser engraving and working on the CNC machine. So when I'm babysitting all that stuff and working on the lathe, it gets kind of tricky. So we're actually in really good shape. So these are going to be for some 3D printed arms, which is a lower price option for people starting out. Actually, I think we're good. Give me 1 second. So yeah, all the big stuff's ready. So these are what I made over the last couple days. I made like 15 of these little catch-all trays. When I moved into the shop, they had some cedar laying around. So I finally found a use for it. I think they're cute. Dusty as I am. Oh yeah, I enjoy 3D printing. So yeah, 2 days ago I had all 5 printers going, I had the CNC machine running, and I was on the laser engravers. So it was like, yeah, streaming really didn't seem like a great idea. I did spit out a couple shorts. Yesterday I was sublimating some top whirls, some drop spindles, and making some keychains there as well. So like a lot of the earrings and the keychains, a lot of the little stuff. It usually pays for the gas. You know, I understand that not everybody in the world spins yarn. So it's like the stitch markers, you know, for the knitters and crocheters. It's just, you know, little things that can help make some sales. So I decided not to do coffee mugs for the show, just because it got a little bit late to order them. So Yeah, this show that's coming up, I'm going to bring a Bamboo Lab A1 Mini with me and just print out little sheet that we give away. Kind of a double-edged sword. And then I spend all weekend talking about 3D printing. Wow, YouTube does not like a horizontal. It fits so much better into what I'm doing. Shame. So we'll run this for a half hour. If things don't improve, I'll have to restart the video vertically. So yeah, we are turning hard maple today. So this morning I just turned on the Wi-Fi. No, I just turned on the cell service for my iPad. So we have a functioning cash register, which I think is always good. Most shows have Wi-Fi, but it's not always 100%. When we have shows, I will pay for the cellular service on the iPad. Just to be on the safe side. And I have AT&T on that, and then I use a different carrier. I have Straight Talk, so I think it's T-Mobile these days on my phone. So depending on how the cell service is, I have two different networks, so if one isn't working, which does happen, I have the other one that I can fall back on. It's a pretty big show. I want to say it's probably got 100 vendors. I have no idea what the attendance is, but it's probably, I don't know, probably for the weekend, probably between 5,000 and 7,000 people. I could be wrong. It's not a huge show, but it's a bigger show. As far as the fiber shows that we do, they're the biggest show in America is probably New York Tiefenloh and Rhinebeck. It's insanely big. They have hundreds of vendors. It's crazy. It's a lot of yarn, a lot of handmade yarn. There are stores that have booths as well, so there'll be other commercial products. You know, everything is pretty much fiber tool oriented, well, fiber oriented. So a lot of knitting stuff, a lot of yarn stuff, a lot of weaving stuff. They are juried shows, so it's not like you're going to have somebody selling waffle irons or insurance or that kind of stuff. A lot of independent dyers and that kind of thing. As far as what I'm doing, there's probably going to be 2 or 3 of us that just make the spindles. A lot of other groups will have commercially made spindles, as far as like Ashford spindles coming out of New Zealand. That's pretty industry specific, yeah. Yeah, I can't do just general craft shows with this kind of stuff. People would look at me kind of weird and just walk past. So, you know, they have the vendor floor, and then they have classes. So people sign up for classes, and then there's always other things going on as well. the shows I go to will have dog trials, so they'll have herding sheep. They'll have herding dogs, herding sheep. So New York is huge. The Rhinebeck show is huge. I haven't been at that show for years. Maryland is another big show that we don't do. So for us, a decent size festival, in a weekend, you're able to make what it would take me a month to make online. And a lot of it has to do with putting a face to the name. You know, kissing hands and shaking babies, that sort of thing. Yeah, so right now my partner's getting all the little stuff together. Kind of getting boxes loaded up. So this is kind of unusual that we're already ready already. Just a bunch of final touches. I figured if I didn't have the 3D printed Turkish spindles, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. They don't sell a lot, but they do sell. She's the organized one, yes. Yes, she is. I'm always on her list. Normally it's her shit list, but yeah. She is the organized one. She keeps everything together. I relinquished my authority towards her, so she also does all the accounting. She does have an accounting degree. Which frees me up to do this, you know. Yeah, I did this by myself for a few years. She would help out on weekends. But yeah, having her come full time is been amazing. And since I primarily sell really small items, we've got a Ford Transit Connect, so it's one of the little vans. Eventually, we're probably going to have to move up to the next size, but it's been working out. We got 10 made so far. We got 9 there, and then I have one at the spindle. really important that these things are straight. The bottom gets sanded out in the next step, and then it'll get wax applied to it. Alright, we're going to finish up this one, and then I'm going to end the stream and then restart it as vertical. Apparently YouTube's algorithm does not like horizontal video, which I don't get, because this looks so much nicer. I will be back in like 2 minutes. So thank you guys for your understanding. I'll be right back.